Ghana and Nigeria, two giants of West Africa. But instead of leading regional unity, they've been locked in trade impasse for years. With shops closed, business destroyed, and rising tension.
To rid the Ghanaian market of foreigners who engage in retail trade, the group says government must put into action the Ghana Investment Promotion Center GIPC Law 2013.
But why does this keep happening, and what can we learn from it?
Express our displeasure at the locking of our shops in Ghana. This started about 8 years ago, and it has continued to increase in intensity.
The stores are very, very expensive because of the foreigners. Something that we are paying 1.1, that's 110 Ghana cedis far back 2 years. Now it's 6 million. Look at these small shops. If you like go and take the pictures of the small shops, we pay 6 million. And this
today on Kweku Africa, we take a deep dive into the Ghana-Nigeria trade war. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if today's your first time, don't forget to share the video.
Guys, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please do me a huge favor and hit the like button and subscribe. These videos take quite a long time to make, so if you could help me out, I'll love you forever. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to this crazy story.
This is not new. Ghana and Nigeria have always had a complicated relationship. From Ghana, Nigeria, jollof, music, movies. So there is the ECOWAS free movement, which was signed between all these countries. In this treaty, which was signed in 1979, it gives free movement for Ghanaians to go into Nigeria and trade, for Nigerians to also go into Ghana and trade anyway, anyhow, without any restrictions. In Ghana, there is also a GIPC law, Act 478, which was signed in 1994 and repealed in 2013, and it became the GIPC law 865. Now, this law is solely meant to protect local businesses and industries in Ghana, to prevent foreigners from taking over the local business in Ghana. Now, let me read what the GIPC law. So the GIPC law at 1994 at 478, the first Ghana Investment Promotion Center, which was repealed and replaced in 1994, tightening restrictions on retail trade by foreigners. The act is the one that reserves retail trade for Ghanaians unless foreigners invest US $1 million and employ 20 skilled Ghanaians. So, in this GIPC law, if you want to go into Ghana and retail yourself, you need to have $1 million US. However, if you want to partner with a Ghanaian, then you need to have $500,000. Whichever trade route that you choose, there are monetary commitments. Now, the GRPC only seeks to ensure that foreigners become wholesalers. So you come to Ghana and then you have the product, you give it to the Ghanaian retailer to go and sell it, and then you are free. You don't have any law restrictions. But if you decide to stay, live in Ghana, put the items on a plate in a shop and take it one after the other, then you have to make this financial commitment. Now, this GIPC law directly conflict with the ECOWAS Treaty of Free Movement, which allows citizens to come into Ghana, trade, and Ghanaians to go into Nigeria. Now, this has brought a lot of conflict because politicians in Ghana, at times without number, have refused to implement this GIPC law. When it's time for politics or election year, that is when they go to Kantamanto, they go to the Kumasi Mall, they go to the shops and promise them, we are going to implement the GIPC law. It becomes an opposition drum. The opposition drums it always when they are in opposition. But once they get into power, they are unable to implement it because implementing this law rigidly will be flouting the ECOWAS Treaty of Free Movement. As a result, the Ghana Trade Union, anytime there is a little impasse, take the law into their own hands, go to the shops and lock the shops of these foreigners, citing this GIPC law.
I am here to lock my shop, so that is what I'm showing the world. So what is the problem? That is what I want to know. Let them check my document. My document is here. They are here. They are not asking of documents. What they are doing is just close the shop. You see, that is what I'm saying. Yeah, I register my business. This is the certificate. Come and check the certificate. I'm not operating illegally. Come and check. He said $1 million US dollar. How can I provide $1 million US dollar? I have all the certificates that qualify time is since 2007. So why now? Why now the police is here, everybody is here. The whole world should see this. Why are you not taking the documents? You said I should provide $1 million US. Did you have $1 million US? I have been registered and I have paid since 2007. This is evil. It is evil. The whole world can see. African life matter. Nigeria life matters here in Ghana. Why are you people doing this? It is my right. I know what I'm saying. It is my right. So you can't touch my phone. Okay, what you people are doing is evil.
Nigerians, on the other hand, will also defend themselves, citing the ECOWAS Treaty, which allows free movement.
We believe that the Nigerian business in Ghana is under attack. And this is a clear call on Nigerian government to activate a clear, immediate, and definitive action toward an amicable and lasting solution to this impasse. So we are gathered here today, the leadership of our Nigerian community, Ghana ANC, representative of the Nigerian Union Traders Association of Ghana, NUTAG, and stakeholders, as gathered here today in the Nigerian High Commission, to unanimously and unequivocally convey to the Federal Republic of Nigeria the displeasure of compatriots in what Nigerian citizens sees in the Ghanaian diaspora perceive as some failings.
Now, let's not kid ourselves. In as much as Ghana is the center of observation, why? Because there are a number of Nigerian traders who have taken over the local trade market in Ghana. So Nigerians have taken over the retail market in Ghana because the Nigerians are very smart people and they know what trade is. So Ghanaians actually always want to make a huge profit off any little product they sell. But Nigerians, on the other hand, wants to make their profit on the total goods. So you go to Kantamanto, you go to Kaneshi, and you see that a product which is being sold for 1 million Ghana cedis can be sold by Nigerian for 50 Ghana cedis. And so their market is always booming. The Nigerians are always outsmarting the Ghanaians, prompting the Ghanaians to take action against the Nigerians. And this is what always brings the trade impasse, with Ghanaians locking their shops, sacking them out of their market, sometimes running into months, weeks, days, and even years. Now, why does this keep happening? This keep happening because of protectionism. Now, Ghanaians have an opinion that if they allow Nigerians to take over the trade, they are going to take it totally from them. Number two is the weak ECOWAS. Economic Community of West African States in Africa is weak. They are failing to mediate and enforce fair integration policies. And that is what is creating all this impasse. Number three is politics. Government from both Nigeria and Ghana use the issue to appear tough to their people. They just go speak big English, and at the end of the day, nothing is done. But let's be real here. Ghanaians are not the only victim on this. Nigerians are also victims. Now, when you go to Nigeria, Nigerians a few years closed their borders to all African countries. Trucks load of goods and services that were entering and leaving Nigeria got stuck at the border, with most of their product deteriorating. Benin was the worst victim, and Ghana was also a victim. It took the Ghana Trade Union to even address a press conference.
Here, there's a smuggle of rice into the country, and they want to protect their rice producers in Nigeria. So this is a speculation. So we want to find out. We wanted to go to Foreign Affairs to find out why, because we don't know why they should close the border to our traders. Most of Guta traders ply these corridors. And most of the informal sectors, they do their business in Nigeria. So when you do that, you are not being fair to the ECOWAS protocol, where it says there's a free movement of goods and services and people. So we don't know why Nigeria should close their border without any information to ECOWAS countries, member countries, and it's a challenge. So most of our people now are stuck. Their goods are stuck in Nigeria. Just imagine somebody has gone for a facility alone to import, and the goods are in Nigeria. But whatever happens, he has to pay for that facility, and we don't think it's a healthy practice. So where is the free movement of goods and service? And most times, if Ghanaians want to enforce now they are enforcing. They want to protect. There's a protectionism. They want to protect the rice producers in Nigeria, and if we Ghanaians, we also want to protect the informal sector and say don't enter into the retail sector. Then the Nigerians complain. For example, they have a tall list, over 40-something lists, what they call prohibition list.
45 products.
Yeah, 45 products and prohibition list. No, even if you are president of Ghana, you can't take it to Nigeria. That's what they are trying to say.
Now, why did this happen? The Nigerian government was protecting the local rice industry in Nigeria. They wanted Nigerians to eat Nigerian food, buy Nigerian rice and eat it. instead of buying rice from outside Nigeria. And that's why they did that. So these were some of the measures they put in place to protect the local industry in Nigeria. That is not all. When you go to Nigeria, there is a Ghanaian weaving community. Now, these people for a very long time are prevented from selling their own products. In fact, they weave the basket and sell it to their Nigerian counterparts who have that authority to go and sell it out. And a Nigerian TV station made a documentary about this.
This is Monkey Village, right here in Mende, Maryland, Lagos, Nigeria. In what appears to be the outback of the area, Ghanaian cane weavers are not allowed to venture beyond these parameters. While Nigerians are allowed to display their products, Ghanaians serve as laborers who manufacture these cane products for a fixed price. 54-year-old Adeyemi Bolarinwa concentrates hard as he weaves his basket. His calloused hands work deftly, and in a matter of minutes, he finishes one of his orders. Bolarinwa's father is Nigerian, but his mother is Ghanaian. Despite his being a Nigerian, Bolarinwa cannot sell his products directly to buyers. He can only sell to a group of Nigerian cane weavers, who in turn sell directly to customers. It's a rule among the Cane Weavers Association here which restricts non-Nigerian cane weavers from dealing directly with customers.
They brought some job for one Nigerian man, according to the history, from 1986. Then the man delayed the job, and they saw another Ghanaian man. They went to, that's a Sheraton hotel. So they went to the Ghana man. The Ghana man did the thing in time as they want. So the contract go to that Ghana man. So then, now those people are the indigenous work against foreigners that they can share a place together. So the moment they granted that law still will work from 86 up to by this time. So Ghanaians don't have any choice to meet customers or something like sell anything direct.
Now, this led some Nigerian senators to threaten to also impose sanctions on Ghanaian traders in Nigeria and even drag them to the ECOWAS court.
Molestation of Nigerian traders and other hostile acts directed against Nigerian businesses, such as the recent closure of over 600 shops and businesses belonging to Nigerians, carried out by Ghana Union of Trade Association, GUTA, on 2nd December 2019, and which remained closed up to the time of moving this motion. Worried that the complaints of affected Nigerian traders and business owners are yet to receive the deserved attention by appropriate authorities from the federal government of Nigeria, even after repeated written complaints, and convinced that there is an urgent need to investigate this allegation and indeed draw the attention of the federal government of Nigeria and its relevant authorities to this unfortunate development.
Every country, irrespective of any form of trade agreement, tries to protect her indigenous entrepreneurs. And I think that is exactly what Ghana is doing. As much as possible, yes, Nigeria has invested a lot in Ghana. But the Ghanaians too are also mindful of their indigenous entrepreneurs, and there are some areas of businesses that they feel should be an exclusive preserve for their indigenes.
Every responsible country must protect its citizens, must protect its politics, must protect its culture, and must protect its economy. Every. So even when we're speaking of free trade and so on, when it begins to bite the country will stand up. That is why we are dealing with the border issues in Nigeria, and we are standing up to say it is correct because of the insecurity it causes, because of the damage to our economy it's causing. That is what Ghana is doing too.
This situation is another dimension of either lack of understanding or maybe lack of intervention, early engagements between the two countries. I think the time has come for Nigerian authorities to engage with the Ghanaian authorities with single mind of getting a solution to this perennial problem, because this thing has been happening for a long time. So we need to know what is happening and together with the executive arm of government, we have to find a solution to this.
There are speculations that followed by the move of the Nigerian government to close down its borders, as it appears both countries are going against the trade provisions set out by ECOWAS.
We are also going to get in touch with ECOWAS to also understand clearly, what the ECOWAS perspective on this is.
So this is why this keep happening. Ghanaian enforcement officers have repeatedly locked up shops of Nigerians believed to be in retail businesses, claiming that they are breaching the GIPC law. But Nigerians in turn also argue that they are part of the ECOWAS, which ensures free movement of goods and services and human, and that closing their shops feel like harassment and violate the spirit of African unison. But Ghana also always respond with a legal document saying that ECOWAS laws does not override domestic laws unless harmonized into national legislation, meaning Ghana is technically right in enforcing its retail laws. Now, what does the trade war teach us? It teaches us something bigger about Africa. Number one is that unity without harmonized laws is fragile. You cannot talk about free movement if your laws directly contradict it. Again, regional leadership matters. Ghana and Nigeria are supposed to be the engines of Africa. Instead, they spend more time fighting rather than solving African problems. How can we stop and solve all this trade impasse? Number one, Ghana needs to modernize its trade laws to align with ECOWAS and AFTA. And instead of police race, Ghana and Nigerian trade leaders need to sit down, negotiate, mediate, and enforce fair trade practices across Africa. And ECOWAS must also grow teeth. ECOWAS should enforce fair trade practices across Africa, and Nigerians must also respect local laws, rules, and regulations. If you respect laws in Nigeria and in your country, same way you should respect laws in any other country. And Ghanaians should also not see Nigerian traders as threats, but rather brotherly Africans. Because the truth is this: until Ghana and Nigeria decides to solve this trade impasse, the dream of African unity will always remain just a dream. Because the Ghana-Nigeria trade impasse is not just about closed shops, it's about whether Africans are ready to move from the slogans of unity to the real world of integration. And if you can't get it right between Ghana and Nigeria, then how can we even dream or think of uniting the whole of Africa?